Tapping in.
Are we live?
Rest in peace to Wynn Bruce. He's a climate change activist that set himself on fire in front of the Supreme Court.
Oh, I thought Hassan was gonna pull up the video. I was gonna be like, no, don't pull up the video of this man burning himself, setting himself on fire. There's definitely a video. Probably there's a video.
Man,
If you're gonna set yourself on fire from the Supreme Court, there's definitely a video out there somewhere of it.
Well, I'm glad we have a tasteful producer that knew to pull up an image of my man's. Rest in peace to him. We've talked for the last few weeks, man, about issues related to climate change. We had the F-Cars conversation. We just had our boy Cornel on here talking about footprint positive, how to offset your vehicle emissions. So this man seemed like he would have been interested in a lot of those conversations. And just from the perspective of somebody who is into the issues that we rock with, it's hard to see a story like this. My man set himself on fire on Earth Day. And was a climate change activist, but left no note or no manifesto. So we don't really know. We don't have really any clarity on his perspective on what this was supposed to do or what it was supposed to be. So I'm left with questions. As somebody who cares about a lot of things, I'm left with questions about how far is too far when you really care about an issue. I'm left with questions about, is this an effective means of protest? And the only person I know to ask is my partner in protest, my partner in taking on them issues. Zway, please tell me that I don't have to set myself on fire for the cause.
If we did want to go viral, and we wanted to take this show to another level, we'd douse ourselves in propane in the name of Black Power. And watch these streams shoot up, but we wouldn't be able to enjoy it, which is my point about this particular action over here, is that this man has done something in a seemingly notable cause. However, someone whose passion for activism, if your passion for activism led you to set yourself on fire, I would say try and direct that fire towards being proactive about the solutions and let that empower you. It's a statement, but the outcome is short-lived. Bro, they're bombing hundreds of people in Russia, and we haven't seen anything about it on the news because Johnny Depp's girlfriend is pooping in his bed. So if you want to make a real impact, I think grabbing the news highlight segment for a particular time for setting yourself on fire, I don't think will have as large of an impact as you think it will.
I think that's a lot to take in. I think I can see where in a world where everybody's eyes are devoted to something like a divorce trial between movie stars, it seems like the only way to get attention and to bring attention is to an issue is to die, or is with death, or is with sensationalism. And I'm not trying to this segment is not to down my man's. It's not to say that what he did was ineffective or was wrong or was stupid. I think it really, to me, it sparked a conversation about, like, at least to me, about, is sparking a conversation enough, right? Is being a conversation piece enough? Is it our best issue, right? And or best approach? And I think I'm hurt because I can see how somebody would say, I've done the work, I've joined the organizations, I've supported the organizations, I've hosted the events, I've written the things, I've published the things, I've talked on the news, and nobody has paid attention. How do I get the eyes to it? And so I'm not saying that he was right, but I'm also saying that I feel him. And
those questions right there are that's the activist journey. That's the journey that everyone has to take if you care about something, is to realize and figure out ways to make it more pertinent, is to continue to figure out the different ways that you can involve a community around it and increase the spread of that community to get on one accord. Greta Thunberg, little white girl, brought so much attention to climate change, to set herself on fire once. You know what I mean? So if you're truly passionate about it, you have a lot of tools. There are a lot of tools that you can utilize in order to promote that. But I think that there is a very short-lived glory when it comes to this form of activism.
But that's the thing. I don't know if my man was looking for glory. I think a big part of activism is being aware that you're planting seeds and hopefully doing things that you might not be able to see the fruit of, but that hopefully future generations will be able to take on and push forward. And I think sometimes we're so devoted to the cause that we lose our sense of self in it, right? I think sometimes if you're looking for the cause to fill a hole in yourself, then sometimes the line between the cause and yourself gets blurry. And I think if nothing else, it's a reminder to check on your friends that are working hard on the things that they care about. Check on where their mindset at. Check on how they thinking of their issue. Check on how much rope, how much of themselves they have left. On how many ends are they burning their candle? Because I don't know that somebody didn't, but I would hope that this man has somebody that cared about him to say that they cared about him more than the movement, that his life was worth more to the people around him, the people that he fuck with, than for him to go out and do this, and that they would be with him to find another way. And I'm grateful, super grateful to be surrounded by a community of folks that I know will be with me to find another way until there ain't one.
Some insight into why we even started this show, right? And we said at the top of every show, we said this is a place for positivity. We say it's a place for energy because we know people are going through it, and so in full transparency, if the vulnerable are powerful, I said if the vulnerable are powerful.
Yes, sir.
Um, um, my my cousin took his life. My cousin took his life earlier last year. My cousin took his life last year, and this was, we had just restarted the podcast again for the second time. But one thing that I kept on thinking about was, man, I wish that he had somewhere that could maybe have changed his mind at that last second to give him just a little bit more to keep going, because like with suicidal thoughts, the brain gets caught in a loop. The brain gets caught in a loop that's inescapable. It's a momentary loop, and sometimes those loops can last days, months, years, whatever the case is. But it's a momentary thought, and if you're unable to escape that loop, then you succumb and you get defeated by it. So suicide is something that's been very prevalent in my life. I've lost I've buried two brothers, numerous friends to suicide. I've been to more suicide funerals than weddings in this time of my life. Which again, why we create the show is for people like that. So stories like this reinforced to me the importance it is for us to continuously come back here, try to be present, try to intentionally make a pool of positivity, so that anybody that's going through with thoughts of saying like, man, I'm worthless in this world, I don't matter and I should take it out, we're here to tell you like, nah, you do matter. You absolutely do matter. You're not your thoughts, and you are the universe, experiencing the universe in the form of you. The glory and the greatness that is the universe is being currently channeled through you. And I think that type of thing is important, and that's why we do the show, man.
Man, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And we know that channeling the majesty of the universe doesn't always feel good. And we're here for those times. That's what that we hope you eat something delicious, hug someone you love, and put us on. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
man, I appreciate you, brother. As I was gonna say one half, but maybe it's more appropriate to say 1/3 of this space. Shout out to our boy Hassan on the boards. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Hold it down.
And I'm super grateful to both of y'all. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my Sunday without y'all, man. I'm gonna have to figure something out. I don't know what I'm gonna do without y'all, the audience. We hope that y'all out there like, comment, subscribe, and are locked in so that y'all can go review some of the clips you missed, some of the shows you missed, some of the topics you missed, and don't miss us too much before we are back. Big gratitude, big love.
It's
Sway,
growing.
we
This
know.
thing is growing. This thing is growing. This thing is growing. This thing is growing, man. We see it. We appreciate it. Like my brother says, it's because we know.